It started like any ordinary game, under the bright lights that had witnessed thousands of swings, thousands of pitches, and yet somehow, tonight, the air carried a different weight. The stadium hummed with expectation, a quiet electricity that prickled the skin. Fans whispered to each other, half expecting nothing, half sensing that history might just unfold before their eyes. The first pitch flew across the plate, a blur of speed and precision, and the batter swung with a rhythm honed over years of practice. It connected with a crack so pure, so resonant, that it echoed through the stadium as though the ball had been struck by lightning itself. A single. Nothing extraordinary on paper, but in the air, it was a whisper of the chaos that was coming. The second batter stepped in. His eyes were a storm, a calm fury beneath the brim of his cap. He adjusted his grip once, twice, and swung. The ball soared, cutting through the night sky like a comet, landing just past the outfielder's reach. A double. The crowd erupted, yet no one fully realized what was about to happen. By the third inning, the tension was palpable. The opposing pitchers had been warned. Something was brewing. And then it happened. The third batter hit a triple, a shot that bent the field, twisted the defense, and left everyone gasping. The announcers' voices rose in pitch, a mix of disbelief and exhilaration. Could this be a cycle? Someone murmured, almost afraid to say it out loud. The fourth batter approached, a young phenom whose reputation had barely begun to blossom. The pitch came fast, straight, almost as if it knew this moment was bigger than both the batter and the game itself. He swung, and the stadium went silent for a heartbeat. The ball flew, a majestic arc into the bleachers, and the first home run of the evening landed with a thud that seemed to shake the foundation of the stadium. The cycle was complete. And yet, this was not just about one player. Every player that night seemed possessed, guided by some unspoken force. One by one, the lineup turned into a symphony of hits, singles, doubles, triples, home runs, each strike more breathtaking than the last. It was a display of mastery, instinct, and courage. Pitchers faltered. Strategies crumbled. Managers looked on with disbelief, shouting signals that went unheard against the roaring tide of offense. The defense scrambled, but nothing could stop the wave. Each swing was a story, each hit a testament to hours of sweat, pain, and relentless determination. Fans were on their feet, a sea of faces shining under the stadium lights. Some were crying, some screaming, some simply staring, unable to comprehend the magnitude of what they were witnessing. Cameras flashed, social media exploded, and yet, for those lucky enough to be in the stands, the real magic was unrecordable. It was in the shiver of anticipation, the rush of adrenaline, the collective heartbeat of thousands of people. By the middle innings, the scoreboard had become almost secondary. It didn't matter who was leading or trailing, it didn't matter what league records said. What mattered was the spectacle, the shared experience of watching perfection unfold in real time. Every pitch seemed to carry the weight of destiny. Every swing was a battle against gravity, against fear, against the limits of human possibility. The commentators struggled to find words. Voices trembled with awe. "I've never seen anything like this," one said, his words barely audible over the applause. "It's like watching poetry in motion, like watching history being written live." And then came the unexpected twist. One player, previously quiet, almost unnoticed, stepped into the batter's box. Everyone expected a routine hit. Everyone underestimated him. The pitcher threw a fastball, the kind that could rattle teeth and dreams alike. But the batter didn't flinch. He didn't hesitate. He swung. The ball left the bat with an unearthly crack, soaring high, higher than anyone thought possible, and disappeared into the night sky. Home run. The crowd erupted into a frenzy unlike any other, a mix of disbelief, joy, and pure, unadulterated awe. Social media blew up with hashtags, replays, and memes, yet none of it captured the sheer visceral thrill of being there in person. By the late innings, fatigue had begun to show. Sweat-streaked faces, muscles ached, hearts pounded. But no one slowed down. No one wavered. The cycle, the hits, the unrelenting display of skill continued. It was as if each player drew strength from the others, feeding a collective fire that refused to be quenched. Every defensive misstep was met with forgiveness, every error only heightened the drama. Fans leaned forward in their seats, unwilling to blink, unwilling to look away. The energy was infectious, contagious, as if the entire stadium had become one living, breathing entity, bound together by the spectacle unfolding before them. And then came the moment that would define the night. A player, the quietest of the team, the one who had been overlooked in early drafts and doubted by critics, stepped up. He was calm, almost serene, the eye in the storm. The pitcher wound up, and the ball flew faster than thought possible. The swing was perfect. The connection was seismic. The ball rocketed toward the outfield, a shot that defied physics and expectation alike. And in that instant, every person in the stadium knew something extraordinary had just happened. Something that would be talked about for years. Something that would etch itself into the annals of sports history. The game ended, but no one wanted to leave. Players hugged, fans cheered, and even the opposing team clapped in quiet admiration. Records had been shattered, expectations obliterated, and yet the most important thing wasn't the stats. It was the reminder that in sports, magic is possible. As the lights dimmed and the stadium emptied, the echoes of the night lingered. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the thrill of the unexpected, they were imprinted in memory, in the heart, in the soul. For those who witnessed it, it was more than a game. It was a lesson in perseverance, in courage, in the beauty of human potential. Years from now, when people speak of cycles, of perfect nights, of moments that transcend ordinary life, they will speak of this game. They will tell stories of how every player stepped up, how fear was conquered, how limits were broken. They will remember the night when history wasn't just made, it was lived. And in the quiet moments, when fans reflect on what they saw, they will smile. Not just because of the wins, the stats, or the glory, but because they were part of something larger, something profound, something that reminded them why they fell in love with sports in the first place, the chance to witness the impossible, to feel alive, and to believe that anything is possible when courage meets opportunity.